Capcom's Resident Evil for the PlayStation 1 is often regarded as the first survival horror game. As you can tell, I decided to play the original PlayStation version instead of the 2015 remake, for one simple reason. The PS1 version is glorious. You will soon find out why. But what is the game about? It centers around the Alpha team of the Special Tactics and Rescue Services, or STARS for short. They are looking for the missing STARS Bravo team, which traveled to the so-called Arklay Mountains to investigate a recent murder spree in the area surrounding Raccoon City. Shortly after touching ground, the team is attacked by crack-addicted Muppet, and the full beauty of this game unfolds.
No! Don't go!
The Alpha team now has to escape into an abandoned mansion, and the real game starts. And if you thought the opening FMV was cheesy, just check out those vocal skills.
Wow, what a mansion!
There are terrible demons. Ouch! It's good you're here.
Yes, sir.
I love it. You may know the meme, but this game is the origin of the famous Jill sandwich.
You were almost a Jill sandwich. Jill sandwich.
But I'm getting carried away. There is something special to Resident Evil, since you can choose between either Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine to play as. While Jill is aided by Barry Burton in her adventure, Chris is aided by Rebecca Chambers, one of the few survivors of the Bravo team. No matter who you choose, just a few minutes into the game, you'll run into this charming guy. That's right, the Alpha team has to learn that the mysterious mansion is overrun by zombies. Your goal now is to survive the onslaught of evil creatures, to find a way out of the mansion, and to find the rest of your team. I know, this game is over 2 decades old, but let's leave the story like this for now. How does Resident Evil play? The first thing you'll notice upon starting the game is that your character moves like a tank. This became like a calling card for the following Resident Evil games. And yes, this plus the fixed camera angles can be frustrating at first, but you'll quickly get used to it. So what about the combat? To fight off the various evil residents of the mansion, you will have an arsenal of different weapons. While starting out with a simple handgun, you'll later find a shotgun, a grenade launcher, a pretty awesome magnum, and a flamethrower. And you'll need those. As the game progresses, the enemies become stronger and weirder. I have no idea what that thing is supposed to be.
Look at this dude.
But don't go around wasting your ammo. Bullets are scarce and almost as rare as health items. Oh yes, the famous green herbs. Don't worry, I'm sure Jill and Chris have prescriptions for that. And don't think about hoarding that stuff. Turns out that Jill and Chris can only carry a certain amount of items at a time. If you want to save ammo, you can be a little pussy like me and just dodge the enemies. And don't worry, there isn't just fighting in this game. You'll have to use that brain of yours too. To progress to new areas, you will have to solve puzzles. Isn't that great? But on to the big question. Is the game scary? Well, I'm sure at the time this game made people soil their pants, but today it can seem a little bit tame. But I have to admit, there is a continuous sense of threat throughout the game. Oftentimes there's only low and slow music in the background, and all you can hear are your character's footsteps or the dreadful shambling of nearby zombies. The horror is more subtle. But don't get me wrong, Resident Evil is still a violent game. Alright guys, here is a spoiler warning for the endgame. Investigating the mansion further, Jill and Chris will learn that the mansion is just a front for a research lab run by the not-so-nice pharmaceutical Umbrella Corporation. They are working on biological weapons and created the so-called Tyrant virus. An outbreak of that T-virus is also the reason for the recent undead activity and the deaths in the area. It also turns out that our team leader, Albert Wesker, was an Umbrella researcher and wants to use the outbreak to steal the research for himself. He awakens Umbrella's top project, the Tyrant, and is thanked appropriately for it. This fight against the Tyrant is easy, but not the real end boss battle. Our hero manages to save his partner, and together they escape to the lab's roof. The big finale goes down here, as the Tyrant isn't finished with you, but he's quickly taken care of with a rocket launcher, and the Alpha team manages to escape in a helicopter. People often talk about this game as a groundbreaking achievement in horror games, and I can only agree. Yes, the voice acting is hokey as hell, but I think that's the magic of this game. The fixed camera perspective and tanky controls can be a little bit off-putting, and there are a few glitches here and there. Look at this boss fight for example. How am I supposed to fight this giant-ass snake if the fucker just disappears into a wall? But the positives greatly outweigh the negatives. So here's my rating. I give Resident Evil 8 out of 10 Jill sandwiches.
Jill sandwich.